Hey guys, Chrome Material here. Something I actually forgot to do in the last video, but before we get to that, if you like the content you see here, be sure to subscribe, click that bell, flip that switch, twist that dial, and do whatever you need to do to tell YouTube you're interested in knowing when the next video comes out, all right? All right. So, yeah, I was able to get 99 Slayer the last episode, but the only reason why I had messed that up a little bit is because I forgot to go buy the cape. And the cape, if I'm not mistaken, has a couple interesting abilities. So I'll get right to that. The Slayer Master, the Master of the Slayer skill is Kuradal, who's in the Ancient Cavern. A couple different ways to get to the Ancient Cavern. One is if you have the use of the fairy rings, to go to the fairy ring code BJQ here. But the only thing here is you have to repair this fairy ring with 5 bittercap mushrooms, because if you don't, it's still broken and you can't really do anything about that. So anyway, all right, so barring that, what you would normally do, you could go to Otto's Grotto, which is, I'm underground so I can't show you, which is northwest. Can we climb up these stairs? I can think we can climb up the stairs, but we can't go outside. What you would normally do is go to the Barbarian Outpost with a Games Necklace and not a Games Necklace. I think it's a Games Necklace, an Enchanted Sapphire Necklace. And there will be a dock to the south, and what you basically want to do is run there, and there'll be a whirlpool, and you jump into it. But you have to go south to Otto's Grotto to start Barbarian training first, I believe, or he won't let you in. So here is Kuradal, who is wearing, switch around here, the Slayer cape right there. She's too busy killing monsters to talk to me. Hey, let's see. Can you sell me a cape? I guess you've earned the right. It's like she's not totally sure. That'll be 99 coin, 1,000 coins. Yep. All right. So this cape provides the ability to teleport to the Slayer Master. So like Morvran, or I could teleport directly here. Although if you're wearing a Slayer helmet and you're on task, if you have ferocious rings, I think you could right click to teleport here as well. So that's really cool. I like the skull and the kind of grim aesthetic of it, of sorts. Right. So if we click activate, yeah. So I forgot Mandrith was a Slayer Master. Okay, so in the emote, we got to do the emote. Here we go. Stomping something into the ground. That's rather strange. But okay. So, all right. I'll put the hood in the... Whoops, I did. No, I didn't do that. I'll put the hood in the bank. I want to go test out the Slayer dungeon. Well, my Slayer dungeon. I didn't know that, first of all, each soul is only one. So if I wanted to fill up all 5 spots, they give you 25 Ushabtis for free. If I want to fill up all 5 spots, I would need 5 Ushabti with 5 souls or whatever you'd rather have in there. In this case, I'd wanted to have Spiritual Warriors because I'd heard they were reasonably good money, which was of interest to me because money. So, yeah. All right, so if you'd watched the last video, we teleport to Menethus. I really should seriously consider moving my house portal there because it would be so much easier. But I'm lazy. That's the long and short of it. I'm lazy. Excuse me. The only time I ever actually moved my house was to get, I think it was the task. Whoops. they get the tasks set in the Falador easy tasks, or not Falador, sorry. I think it's the Varrock task where it's like you get an achievement just to move your house basically anywhere else than Taverley. So I paid the fee, was like 5K or 15K or something, and then moved it right back because I didn't have any use for that. I mean, I didn't have any very much use at all for that stuff. Okay, so as long as it's not in building mode, I think I should be able to just access it and then kill the spiritual warriors who are there now. The only problem with this is going to be that I'm wearing Robes of Subjugation, which is a Zamorak item. And if the spiritual warriors spawn at random, so if they spawn as Zamorakians, they won't attack me, which kind of stinks because I kind of want to see what I can do like AFK and like to see how much can be done with having them attack me while I'm not totally focused on it. Of course, I'm going to have to be focused here because of video purposes. And if I'm not mistaken, which I don't think I am, well, there we go. Death down here is still death. So it's going to be death's office if I'm not paying attention. Ideally, I forgot my spring cleaner. Ideally, you would also want to bring probably some kind of healing familiar. And I would possibly also want to get into the center of this as well. Yeah, this isn't the most ideal setup there is. Yeah, see, this Zamorakian one over there is kind of like spaced out and wandering off. I have to attack him to make sure that he comes over to see what's going on. Ooh, they dropped me some shark. Very cool. You know, 9.2K for some salvage. It's not Runite salvage, but it's not too bad. I mean, if I had wanted to sell that. And this is the first time I've ever done this because I didn't have my own dungeon before. I don't really know exactly what I'd want to put in there. I was thinking maybe also to get some black dragons in here to farm their eggs, because that's a pretty rare item. And dragon hides are okay money. It's not terrible. Also, you would want to have some AoEs on your action bar, possibly more than what I got, because I'm being a rube and not like, this isn't like super efficient. There's some Runite salvage. It's the microscopic one, but we'll take it. Yeah, ordinarily, I think these count as spirits, so I would need an attuned ectoplasmider along with my demon horn necklace for the prayer replenishment. If that's a word. But I don't have that either. So I was just sincerely was wondering what this would be like, if this would be like any good for a long-term strategy. Because if this was good for a long-term strategy, I may not have to do the same with dailies and such to the extent that I once did if I could just come here, because this is permanent. I could come over here and just kill these guys in my dungeon over and over and get a similar result. And I mean, I'm not really going to go for like a full hour or anything because of the fact that this video would be way too long. And it's like I wouldn't be able to really do that efficiently very much at all. Yeah, see, I'm already full up. I also didn't bring a pack yak, which I also should have brought. Pack yak or maybe a unicorn stallion probably would have helped me as well for the heals. Another thing that would probably also would have helped me is the Staff of Armadyl, but I don't have one. I don't have one of those things. So huge bladed rune salvage. I mean, that's actually pretty cool. Let's get rid of this adamant stuff real quick. If I can. Oh yeah, they're going to keep attacking me, so I won't be able to do that. That's why it's much easier to do this. And I don't have, like, I'd realized that actually trying to go to get these shards live might be rather boring, because all I would basically be doing is killing these things over and over, like I'm doing now, actually. And I thought killing them for a long time, or until I got the spirit itself, wouldn't be ideal. And also, I had forgotten to bring a new Shabti just in case I could get the souls that dropped in here. I'm not entirely sure about that. I thought you couldn't get those in the Slayer dungeon, but I could be totally wrong on that too. One of the things that is probably more of an option, but that I thought was pretty well worth it, was actually spending however much it was. I thought it was 15 or 18 mil to get a corruption blast from a tradable codex that people get from raids and then sold to me, because I didn't want to do raids a lot at this point. So that allows, it's almost like poison, but not quite poison, where it, once somebody gets tagged and if they're close to something and they die, that purple stuff is the poison proccing to do them a lot of extra damage without me having to do much of anything about it. It's a waste of a shark. My soul is quailing. So one perk that I don't actually have on my weapon that would be really good is the Karaming perk. I think that's the name of it, where it enables the chain to hit 2 other targets. So instead of hitting 3 max, it would hit 5. Which, if I were here, if I had all 5 spots full, which I don't here, it would hit everybody if I were right in the center. I mean, obviously. Man, it's like if you have a spring cleaner, bringing it here is non-negotiable, especially with all this salvage. Trying to keep just the Runite salvage, and already it had kind of filled up. Because by that time, it seems like the thingies have respawned already, and it's like, man alive, but it's so that's kept up. Just kind of the value of it, and also to a certain extent the scary part, because if they never stop spawning, you always have a chance to kill some of these guys and get money, but also it's like you never get a break, which is a different thing. So like if I want to slow down to where I use my adrenaline to heal myself, I can't, because without the Shard of Zaros, they'll attack me. All the ones but the Zamorak ones will attack me all the time, and you can't catch your breath or get a break, which is kind of a double-edged sword. But so super defense. These potions are actually pretty nice. I mean, I wouldn't really want to. Can we examine it? 5K. I mean, oh, I should have brought a gem bag. I forgot they drop gems too. I'm about out of sharks here, so I think that should probably be close to the end of the video. I had kind of thought that it might have been a cool idea to do like some kind of Slayer tab or do some kind of other type of video where I track things like that. But I don't know if you're like me. You may be like a mid to high level player or maybe a beginner player. But the one thing that really kind of gets me with this is I haven't used bonds yet or IRL money yet to actually get extra bank space. So managing bank space for me is always a challenge. So I wouldn't be able to do at this point like such and such loots from however many kills because of the fact that I don't have the room for it. I have like maybe 5, maybe 10 bank spaces at a time that are not empty, or not empty. Trying to think and manage combat at the same time, and sometimes it doesn't work as well as I'd like, truth be told. Okay, I would say that after I killed a couple more of these guys, that would be it, but I realized they are never going to stop attacking because they're always going to be popping up, because that's the thing for this. So ooh, a medium bladed rune salvage. I'm gonna drop the Renar. Oh, I need more inventory. Oh, I just cleaned it. I didn't drop it. It'd be handy if I did that. Okay, so before I get bumped off, I'll pass through this barrier. Ha! Can I shoot him from here? No, I can't. Yep, I can't reach it. They can't pass through to me, and I can't pass through to them. All right. So I thought there was a price checker here someplace. There we go. Okay. $300K isn't bad. I don't think I spent more than 10 minutes doing this. That's an estimate. So, I mean, 2 mil an hour isn't too bad. I mean, if I would have done it more efficiently, that would have been great. And that's a bit of a problem because I cleared out a lot of stuff after I got finished with Herblore. So, like, ordinarily, I would have these 3 doses in the bank, but now I don't. So they're probably going to take up space until I sell them, unless they already did. Yeah. So let's see. Maybe they're still here. Nope, they're not. That's okay. I mean, it all determined by whether or not you want to dedicate a space to that thing. Because, like, if this was a regular thing and I realized that these were the only sets of drops I'd wanted to pick up, I mean, it would be okay if I was willing to spend weeks and weeks doing only this. To me, it would be okay if I was going to do that to just make sure these 7 spots were taken up with only these things, because then I could build them up and then I would be able to sell them off and it would be okay. But otherwise, it's not something that I'd really want to do very much because of the fact that it kind of takes up a lot of space. And it's like, okay, I have this armor on and I can't really store that armor because all this stuff is in there too. And it's like, bank space. All right. All right, guys, that'll be the end of the video. So we would have 4 more spaces if I had that armor. Actually, it's more like 2 or 3. Anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Keep going with your RuneScape journey and your life journey too, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Maybe I'll have something else to show you in the dungeon as well. Maybe like, I don't know, dragons or something. There's the large creature space, because there's 3 spaces and one of them would be for another larger creature, and I don't know what I would actually put in there. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.